the BIA is authorizing pretermission of weak claims. So this is something that had already started. Basically, from April, there was a memo that was sent out by ICE that was saying, hey, we're going to close, you can now close out or pretermit immigration cases that are not strong. Specifically, they were talking about asylum cases, and the case made it up to the Board of Immigration Appeals, and this is called matter of HAAV. And on September 11, 2025, the BIA confirmed that immigration judges can dismiss or pretermit cases that for asylum, withholding, and CAT without a full hearing if they do not consider that they are fully legally sufficient on their face. Now, I will say that judges have always had the power to pretermit cases, but it used to be the norm that judges would give you your day in court. If you filed your asylum case, if you filed any case that you had the basic qualifications for, that the judge didn't really consider the law until they would get to the final hearing, and then they would make their decision about your case after you had your day to argue your case, to testify before the judge, to present witnesses, and all the work that is prepared in your final hearing. So now judges don't need to wait that long. They can just say, listen, this case doesn't hold up in court. You have filed an application, and maybe you filed it with a notary. Maybe you filed it with someone that wasn't even a lawyer, and then that case got denied with USCIS and sent to the court. The judge doesn't have to give you a master hearing. It doesn't have to give you a final hearing. He can pretermit your case, so you could just receive a denial decision in the mail. Okay, so be very careful if you did file an asylum, specifically if you filed it with a notary or someone who wasn't a lawyer. You need to have an immigration attorney review your case, review the claim, and make sure that it makes sense legally. Because if it's a claim that won't hold underwater, that the law has changed maybe, or that this was never considered, doesn't really qualify for asylum in the first place, you might get pretermitted. You may be with an order of deportation before your court hearing if you don't do something to change it. So talk to an immigration if you filed a case specifically without a lawyer.